Hand size is going to come up because there's already a report.
Oh, hand size.
Yes, hand size for Kyler Murray. I saw this from Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network, who does a great job covering the league. The latest size question about Kyler Murray is whether or not his hands are big enough. There's not a quarterback in the NFL that has a smaller hand than like a 9-inch hand. The span of the thumb to the pinky, an NFL executive told Pelissero. They say Kyler Murray's hand could be 8 5/8 or 8 7/8.
No. You can't spread that rumor.
He's not going to have a future in the NFL. Just look at his hands. Now, the unnamed NFL scout added he's got a good arm for a guy that size. You do see him at times not being able to spin it. You see it come out pretty good. But if you're looking at the college ball and counting revolutions on the actual stripes, it doesn't look like there's a ton of velocity just buzzing off his hand. Now, I can say from firsthand knowledge, the ball comes off Kyler Murray's hands with a buzz. When he joined us in Atlanta and when he was throwing the football, he had some giddy up on there. This is a baseball player, football player. There is some velocity there. Yes, Seton O'Connor.
It was explosive.
It was incredibly.
For a guy with small hands.
Exactly.
By far the hardest quarterback to come through the set of any year that we've ever done this and threw the ball the hardest by far.
And we're talking about when we had Aaron Rodgers joining us, and granted, this is unscientific, but I will say when Kyler Murray was zipping the ball to McLovin, there was some steam on there. So I'm not buying what this NFL scout is saying, that it doesn't look like there's a ton of velocity just buzzing off his hand. Yes, Paulie.
I have the NFL hand size measurements from the combine, the official hand size measurements from the past 5 or 6 years.
All right.
Now, the guy who was the highest, 10.14 inch, 10.25 inches, so 10 1/4 inches, which would dictate, man, this guy's got big hands. He's going to work out in the NFL. That was Paxton Lynch, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy with the lowest hand measurement at the NFL Combine in the past, 6 years. He was the starting quarterback for the Rams in the Super Bowl, Jared Goff, 9-inch hands.
All right. This is where, your paralysis by analysis. You're going to talk yourself into not taking him. And granted, if you don't want to take him, don't take him. I'm not worried about his hand size. I'm not worried about his height. I want to know if he's a gym rat. Does he love the game? He says that he's always been a football player, and that's why, it really wasn't that tough a decision. It was tough telling the Oakland A's he wasn't going to play baseball, but he's a football guy. I want to know if you're there, first guy in. I want to know if you're the last guy out. Are you a sponge to being, trying to be great in the NFL? That's my biggest question I have with Kyler Murray. Are you all in? If you have some adversity, are you going to second guess and then maybe want to go back to baseball? Those would be things that I would want to know. But when I saw him throw the ball to McLovin, there was some absolute zip on that. Sauce, as the kids like to say. Yes, McLovin.
I know you're saying hand size doesn't matter. Then I see Drew Brees and Russell Wilson over 10. I feel like I just sort of want to know something concrete. You want it like a tip or something. So I tend to want to believe hand size. Although you're saying size doesn't matter.
So Jared Goff can't play.
Yeah, I know. He's a 9 on this list.
Okay.
I guess not. Tony Romo was famously under 9.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
I think you talk yourself either in or out. And you may do both here, leading up to the combine, after the combine, leading up to the draft. Kyler Murray can play. If you are going to open up your offense, open up your playbook and say, Kyler Murray's our quarterback, this is how we're going to display him. Not expose him, but I'm going to use all of his traits to his advantage, to our advantage. Then fine. I think that he'll be successful in the NFL. I do believe that. He's different. And I love that he's different. I love that we're getting out of that. You got to be 6'4", and you got to have a rocket arm and weigh 235 pounds. No, you don't. Not with today's NFL. Not with today's NFL quarterback. I don't get caught up in hand size. Even he can run a 4.240. That doesn't change my opinion on him. I expect him to be fast. There's a strategy in running now in the NFL. You protect yourself. Also, Peter King reported that Kyler Murray's up to 206 pounds. Okay. I think I want to know if you can take a hit. But part of the brilliance of Kyler Murray is he doesn't take a hit. Barry Sanders didn't take a hit. And I liken Kyler Murray to a Barry Sanders type quarterback. He's unique. He's different. And that's why if I'm the Cardinals, I go all in on Kyler Murray. Because if I'm bringing in Cliff Kingsbury, I'm going all in on changing my offensive philosophy. And who better than to bring in the guy that he said if he was an NFL coach and they had the number 1 pick, he would take Kyler Murray.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.